What is going on, everybody? It is Kinch, and welcome back to Barwick. I'm coming at you from this meteor thing, this end of Clash. I'm going to, it looks like we got this big timeline, all this good stuff we stand to potentially get. But for some of you, myself included, and I know this happened to GameG as well, I didn't even know what this was because I want to make sure you guys know you can scroll down and it gives you lots more information, although not a ton. Not a ton of information. But no, this is not a clan specific event. This is an event for the entirety of Clash of Clans. So do lots of looting and upgrading and all of that, and we'll get all these rewards at some point. So yeah, but that is not why we're here. That's not what this video is about. This video is about the predictions for our Clan War League, and I am going to go over those here in a moment. But before we go over predictions and things like that, I wanted to touch on a couple things that came up as a result of this Clan War League coinciding with Hammer Jam. Hammer Jam goes on for another 2 weeks, and this Clan War League is going to be 8 days. And the topic came up. You can see I put a bunch of stuff in our pinned comments, and we're trying to figure out how to handle this, right? Ideally, we wouldn't have Clan War League and Hammer Jam at the same time, because I know a lot of us are behind on heroes, so we want to put down our heroes and get them upgraded as quickly as possible. And so some people are really focused on Hammer Jam. Others of us really want to focus on Clan War League and continue to climb as high as we can get. And so we're in this weird spot. And so we're trying to figure out what to do. And I don't know if we made the best decision, but this is the decision we made. And this is what we're going with. We kind of decided to try to do the best of both worlds. At the time we made the decision, there were several people speaking up in chat that saying kind of like they didn't really want a Clan War League as much as they wanted to upgrade heroes. And then there was some discussion on, well, do we Clan War League and just let people attack with heroes down and do a lazy Clan War League? But it just becomes like it's going to be really easy to know in hindsight. I'll say that. A week from now, we'll be like, we probably should have X. But until you actually see the draw, it's a little bit difficult to make the decision. So what we decided to do is we're going to go with a 15-man war so we can readily swap people in and out. So if you want to really focus on heroes, then by all means focus on heroes. I would ask that you opt out. If at any point you don't want to be in Clan War League, opt out, and I'll do my best to make that happen. If you really want to be in Clan War League, opt in. Also, please speak up in chat. I put some of this information out there. You can see I got 4 thumbs up and some additional discussion. So I probably heard from, I'm going to say 8 people out of 40, however many accounts. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying, like, I can only go off the information I got. So if you really want to be in Clan War League and you're not in the starting roster, please speak up. Let it just say, hey, put me in when you're ready to put me in. Or if you don't want to do that, opt out and upgrade your heroes. So know that we realize this is not the ideal solution, but we're in a situation that's not ideal. So I don't know what else to say about it other than that. If this turns out to be a train wreck, then we'll know better for next time, right? So I'm not saying we're going to be mistake free, but I am saying that we are trying to make the best decisions we can to accommodate as many people as we can. If you go out to the Discord, Couch Potato and I had a great conversation about it. One of the things that I said, and he agrees, is that we have 45 different accounts in here. That's approximately 45 different opinions. I know that's not quite true because there's several accounts owned by same players, but we have a wide variety of opinions, none of which are wrong. So let me be really clear about that. Some of us, may really want to focus Hammer Jam. Some of us don't. Both of those opinions are very valid. And until we get to a place where everyone is like on a really similar town hall level, we're going to have a wider disparity of opinions. But we'll always have a wide disparity of opinions. And so know that we're just trying to accommodate as many people as possible. All right, so before we get into predicting these 8, there's a couple things I need to say. One, I was going to have a special guest on with me tonight to do this video. That special guest could not make it. We hope they will make it for the next one. I'm going to keep it a surprise for now, and we'll see if they can make it next month. Second, I want to reiterate kind of what our priorities are. And when I say priorities, I mean kind of how I decide who the roster is each week or I'm sorry, day. So for those of you who are new to Clan War League with us, or maybe haven't heard this information before, every day I will post in the pinned comments that the roster is set for that day. So right now, for instance, if we go look at the roster, and this is an easy one to point out. So like I have Itchy in the starting roster. Itchy will not be in the starting roster unless there is a desperate need to fill someone in. Itchy is I mean, you could see it's a Town Hall 16 account, but it is even less than Austin's Town Hall 14. Itchy is kind of like an experimental, really, really rushed account. So, whatever. Uh, I have not set the roster for day one yet. So I apologize. I know some people already filled up the clan castles. This is not the roster that we will go with on day one. Every day after I swap out the roster, I will post in the pinned comments here. I'm going to delete some of this stuff here in a little bit. I will post in here and say day one roster is set. That is your cue to go double check, make sure you're not in or make sure you are in, and then attack accordingly. If you do not want to be in, please opt out. If you do want to be in, opt in. For this war in particular, I would say also speak up in chat and say, hey, put me in if you got a chance. So there's a few things that I look at when I'm setting the roster for the day. One is based on like kind of what our current situation is and the priorities we have set for the clan. And the priorities are as follows. One, we will do whatever it takes to not get demoted. Plain and simple. We do not want to take a step backward if we can avoid it. If we do our best and we still get demoted, then that is what it is. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. But if we can make some decisions that will help us avoid demotion, we will do that. The second priority is getting a promotion or getting a win. So if we have a really good, feasible opportunity to get promoted, we will pursue that. If it's borderline, to be honest, especially in a war like this one, if it's kind of borderline, like we're not quite sure, then that priority will fall a little bit further down the list. And there's only 3 things on the list. The third priority for us is to get as many different people max CWL medals as possible. That is the third priority. So know that a lot of times, especially if you've already gotten to 8 stars, you're going to get subbed out most likely at some point. Unless you're like, I try to keep like our top Town Hall 17s in because we want to be able to secure a few stars for sure every time. But outside of that, if you got 8 stars, I'll probably sub you out at some point so someone else can get stars. And that has nothing to do with performance. It has everything to do with trying to spread the war medals out. So know that that's very much on my mind. I try to spread those clan war medals out. The other thing to consider is every day that we win, we get an extra bonus. So sometimes, like I do try to set our roster up so that we can win the day. But if it's not possible anyway, then sometimes I'll make some subs. Keep in mind, I put more mental energy into Clan War League than I do anything else in this game because I get I don't know. I don't know what it is about Clan War League. I love Clan War League. I also sometimes hate Clan War League, but I mostly just really, really love it. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, but I want everyone to be able to participate, but it just becomes kind of hard sometimes. And so this is one of those, like I said, less than ideal situation, but we're going to make the most of it. So with that said, without further ado, let's go make some predictions. Now, as we have said the past 6 wars, because we've gotten 6 straight promotions, each one gets harder, and this one is the hardest yet. We're going to start with who I think will finish 8th, and we're going to work our way up. I'll give you just really briefly, because I don't want this video to go on for 75 minutes, even though you guys know I like to ramble. I'm going to give you guys really briefly why I think each clan will finish where it does. But I will tell you, there are 8 clans in this. I really, really think depending on activity level, there are 6 of them that could win this. This is like tight, and we'll know a lot more after day one. Day one, depending on how things finish, that will really set the tone for how we kind of proceed with the rest of the Clan War League. But yeah, I think there are 6 of them that could really feasibly win this. All right, so the clan that I have finishing 8th is the only other U.S. clan in this Clan War League, and that is Freeman Battle. Now, I don't know that these guys are bad or anything like that, but they don't have a lot of upper bases. They have 3 Town Hall 17s, but one of them I don't even think is active. It's way down here on their roster, and it has not been in a league yet. They have a handful of Town Hall 16s. The big thing for me is, again, I always come back to the private war log as an indicator that a clan probably isn't awesome at wars. That's not 100% true. I just can't think of a really another reason why we would want that war log to be um, private. And then I come back to the fact that here, even listed in their clan information, they war rarely. Now they're a level 21 clan, which is nothing to sneeze at, but they only have 158 wins. I feel like that's not a ton of wins to be a level 21 clan. Now, my math could be off on that, but I don't know. I feel like if they're really good at warring, they would have more wars won. But, it could also be that they just don't war frequently, so they're getting a lot of their XP from other things. So maybe I'm wrong on that. I pick Freeman Battle to finish 8th. Similarly, finishing what I predict to be finishing 7th is the only clan in this war league without a Town Hall 17 on their roster, and that is Valkel or Valcel. I'm going to say Valcel 2 Extension, XTN. I don't know what that means. I'm calling it extension. They are from the Philippines. I again got a private war log. I don't that indicates to me that maybe they're not great in war, which is okay. Now they say they're warring always. You can see they're 5 clan levels below Freeman Battle, but they have a similar amount of wins. They have about 15 less wins. The big problem for these guys is I think that a lot of their accounts are inactive. If I come down here, out of 30 accounts, they have about 20% of them are inactive, and they don't have a Town Hall 17 on their roster, which I think is going to make it really hard for them. And it's not like they have all Town Hall 16s either. They only have like 6 Town Hall 16s. So I think these guys are definitely facing relegation. But I don't know. Something tells me they'll be a little bit better than Freeman Battle, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, the clan that I have finishing 6th and just avoiding relegation is probably the biggest wild card in the group. They they potentially have the tools to be fine. They are probably out of the 6 that I think could potentially win it. They're the least likely, but I do think they have the tools to be right in the middle of the pack instead of towards the bottom. And that is our friends from the Czech Republic, Orek Vo or Orech Vo. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna call them the Czech Republic clan because I know how to say Czech Republic. There's a couple main reasons why I think these guys are going to struggle a little bit. One, um, if you look at their roster, there are only, and this is Sunday night, right? So everyone should be in a league. There are only 4 of their guys four or 5 of their guys who have done any kind of ranked battles. Now, that could be that a lot of them just don't like ranked, and so they're not doing it. I don't know, but it points to a lot of inactivity, in my opinion. Again, we have a private war log. Almost all the clans, by the way, this time have a private war log. Maybe people are doing that come Clan War League so that they remain a mystery. I don't know. They don't donate to each other at all. And the vast majority, look, so they have close to 50 accounts, 45 accounts, starting at 27. These are guys that haven't, I can't prove that they've logged in since the ranked update because they all have the old trophy counts. It's not till we get down here to these last two where potentially they've logged in and that's why their trophy counts have been reset. Um, so it just seems like a very, very inactive clan, but they do have, like on their roster, they have 8 Town Hall 17s and 6 Town Hall 16s. So they could potentially put a roster out that is almost entirely 16s and 17s um, in a 15-man war. I don't know that the majority of those accounts are active though. So I think these guys are going to struggle, but they are a bit of a wild card. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like everything from this point on is a bit of a crapshoot. I firmly believe that any of these clans could potentially be good enough and active enough to win it. Um, and the margins on this are really, really tight. I'm not saying, I don't know that it will be tight at the end of the war, but trying to predict it, this one has given me fits. But the clan that I have finishing in fifth place, I think is very similar to us in many regards, and it is our very first opponent, this Kotoyam Clan 2. Now, they have 4 Town Hall 17s and a lot of Town Hall 16s. I think they have 8 Town Hall 16s. Again, I question their activity level. A couple of the Town Hall 16s are down here in these guys that really don't appear to be active in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know what their actual game day roster will look like. I imagine it will be kind of similar to ours in Town Hall level anyway. These guys are one of the few clans that have a public war log, and they do okay. So I don't have any indication to think that they're going to be bad. In their clan or in their classic wars, they do have more wins than losses, but it's only just a little bit. And you can see they mostly run 10 versus 10s, which leads me to believe they don't have 15 active players. So I think these guys are going to struggle on the activity side, but not necessarily on like I don't think they're going to be bad in their attacking. I just don't think they maybe have as many active players as some of the other clans. So we will see from them. Day one will tell us a lot about them. We'll get to see them up close and personal. But I picked these guys to finish fifth. All right, the clan that I picked to finish fourth is Konoha. And that sounds Japanese to me, at least the way I pronounce it, but these guys are from France. So our French friends have some reasons to be optimistic that they could do quite well. They actually have a lot of Town Hall 17s. They have 9 to be specific, and they appear to have a pretty good roster. However, one of the things that I think will hold them back is that they have several accounts that haven't even logged in, including a couple of those Town Hall 17s, or haven't logged in since the ranked update. Their Town Hall 17s in this case have logged in, but they have never played ranked. So maybe they just don't play ranked, and so they'll still be active. A couple other things to consider though is they are a clan level 19, but they only have 74 wins. That's disastrously low for a clan level 19. Now, it could be that they just don't war that often, or it could be that they haven't warred much until recently. So they're on a 6 war win streak, so it's not like they could be, I don't imagine they're terrible, but I also just don't know why they only have 74 wins and a private war log. So, in addition to that, a lot of them don't appear to be playing ranked at the moment. So I question their activity levels. And so we'll just kind of have to wait and see how they do. I have serious questions about their activity levels, but if they are active, I imagine they will do quite well. The clan that I have finishing third, and I'm going to say this out loud and it's going to sound kind of crazy, but the clan that I have finishing third is potentially one that I am underestimating the most. They have a lot of tools that could help them win this, and that is Ziki. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Well, I'm probably crushing it. These guys are from Poland. I probably sound just like the guys in Poland pronouncing it. They probably think I speak Polish when they hear me say that. Now, they've got several things going for them. One, they have 11 Town Hall 17s, and you can see they've got 10 of them right here at the top of their roster. Um, they don't have a ton of inactive players, uh, but they have several that don't appear to be actively playing ranked. Now they could field. Ironically, they've got a lot of 17s and a lot of 15s, but they don't have a single Town Hall 16 on their roster. I don't know. I found that odd. Now, a couple things to consider though. Um, they are a clan level 21 and they have 182 wins. Um, but if you look at their war log, especially their classic war log, they're overall they're below 500 and they don't get max stars very often at all. So I don't know that they're very good attackers. But one of the things they have going for them is they may be bad when they're attacking other Town Hall 17s, but they will have the opportunity in several of their matchups to attack a lot of clans, including ours, that don't have a ton of Town Hall 17 accounts. So maybe they'll be quite good when they're attacking down, but I have serious reservations about their ability to get a lot of stars. Now, again, looking at their war log, they do fine in Clan War League, right? So they're always in like the top half, except for this one demotion they had in August. They're typically in the top half. So I don't anticipate that they'll be bad. I just don't know that they'll have quite enough to get into that promotion zone. Okay, that leaves two clans. You know Barwick is one of them, and you know I have picked against Barwick incorrectly the past two times. And so it would be foolish of me to do it again. It would be foolish of me to pick against Barwick again, especially as these war leagues are getting tougher and tougher. And as I said, really legitimately, anyone that I have picked in the top five and potentially any one of the eight really do have the potential to win this Clan War League. But I'm picking Barwick to finish second. Hear me out. Hear me out. First of all, I beg your forgiveness. Second of all, hear me out on this. Now, I happen to know more about Barwick than I do any of the other clans, and I know that we are outgunned in terms of town halls. However, I also know that we are, by and large, really good attackers. That we may not be elite, and we may not be like the best of the absolute best, but we're good. Um, and so I don't have questions on our activity level, and I don't have questions on our competence. Like we're not going to three-star every base we're ever up against, but we're going to do fine. And so that is going to see us pass some of these clans that have better bases than us and better town halls than us. We're going to be able to kind of get past them because of that. Now, I will freely admit that um, this is going to be really, really tough for us to get promoted. And we will know a lot more after day one, and day one will kind of set the tone for how we approach the rest of this, as I said before. But I really do like our chances to really push for this one of these top spots to get promoted. All right, that leaves one clan to finish first, and that is these guys down here whose name I can't pronounce, but they are Palestinian. Now, there are some serious holes. There are some serious holes here in our Palestinian friends roster, and I'm going to explain that here in a second. Now, they are the only clan in this Clan War League who could potentially start a lineup of all Town Hall 17s. However, I don't think feasibly they can do that. I think feasibly they're gonna have like, I don't know, 11, maybe something like that, maybe 10, 11 Town Hall 17s, and then they'll have a couple of 16s and then maybe a 15 or something like that. So in terms of town hall strength, they are far and away the favorites. However, I have questions about them. Number one, they've got again 174 wins and they're on a win streak of one. That's not all that impressive to me, to be quite honest. It's just not. Um, Again, a large chunk of their roster is down here, and they have not logged in since the ranked update. And so that leads me to think that they are a largely inactive clan. Now, the truth is, they don't need to be incredibly active to win this. They need to attack with their Town Hall 17 accounts, and there will be wars where they will be attacking down on every one of their attacks. There will be daily battles, and so I do think that they have the best chance to win this. But it all comes down to activity level, and I'm not. I don't think they'll be completely inactive. Like even if I look at their roster down here, even going into like 10 and 11, these guys are playing ranked battles, right? They don't have a ton of trophies, but they're playing ranked battles, so they're not going to be completely inactive. So they are the favorites to win this, and I feel pretty confident in saying that. Now I could be wrong, and they could be dreadfully bad at attacking, and then that would give us a chance to even surpass them. But gosh, guys, come on, forgive me, but they could field all Town Hall 17s. So that is it. That is how I see it stacking up. I'm very, very intrigued by this one because there's so many unknowns that I'm very intrigued to see how this one will finish out. The more I look at them, like I said, I had a ranking and then I went back and I redid it, and gosh, I don't know. This one's a ton and ton and ton of wild cards. I'm very excited to see how it plays out. So, want to remind everybody, one, how much I love you guys and how much I love you guys being in the clan. I apologize that we have a less than ideal situation for Clan War League. We're trying to figure out a way to balance that with Hammer Jam, and so realize that because we have a less than ideal situation, we have probably come up with a less than ideal solution to that, and for that I apologize. We will definitely go back to 30 versus 30 next Clan War League. That was our intention to do this time until some people started speaking up, and that put some seeds of doubt in our heads. But going forward, our plan is to do 30-man wars, and that will help everybody a little bit more. So I appreciate you guys so much. I look forward to this Clan War League, and I look forward to seeing everyone come out on the other side of Hammer Jam, 7 town halls up, or something like that. You guys will see on the battlefield. Peace out.